Annabelle has just turned left onto East Morris Road, very near the Washington State border, when when everything turns to crap. Pardon the expression, but there is only one good way to put this. The much anticipated marker ahead does not bring her the joy she thought it would, no. Instead, after 3.5 weeks of this, her first month, she's suddenly despondent, beyond exhausted, disgusted and fed up and aching with the madness of it all. For God's sake, look around. What does she see? That's right, nothing. Not a zero zip, nothing but a flat road and dry grass. What about over there and there and there? Same, same, same. It is an entire continent of dry yellow grass. Hey, wait, there is a railroad crossing sign falling halfway over like it can't stand to be upright any longer either. There are also the exciting thin metal posts with the flashers on top, so drivers don't veer off into ditches because of pitch blackness or sheer boredom. Oh wait, look, wow, awesome. There is a thrilling orange bush, also the smallest scrub of trees, whoopee, way, way off in the distance, though you have to squint your eyes to see them. Add some heat. Add suffocating heat that drenches your back in sweat and makes you stink like a caveman. Put a mean burn in your calves that's been there since last week. Set a curl of doom in your stomach. Add the fact that this exact picture, the yellow, the dry, has been what you've been looking at for days and days and days. 27 days to be exact, where every day feels pretty much like the last. 1 month, which is only the first of 4.5 more like it. The good news, this pretty much is the hell you deserve. Okay, so I feel like this is an example of again and again, or it could be, because in general, she says really negative things about herself a lot, and she talks about basically like her needing to be punished. We don't necessarily know why that is yet. It's like we're slowly learning kind of the backstory, but that again and again shows you kind of like how she treats herself and how she feels about herself, and even some of her like motivation for why she's doing, like she's almost like punishing herself as she's doing this run. So that could be like an again and again there, because I feel like I keep hearing that thought process come up. But now, here are more reasons why it all falls to crap in this spot. There's a crossroads. Please, she can't even count all the times in the last few weeks when nature or weather or some animal provided some annoying double meaning. She's irritated and peeved and just plain over it, over every metaphor from storm clouds to raging rivers, and she used to love metaphors. This also, it's kind of a weak example, but it could kind of be contrasting contradictions, just kind of the way that like her personality has kind of changed, and even like her optimism, like it just shows the fact that she's acting and thinking different than she was maybe at the beginning when she was all excited, just the way that like this run is kind of slowly like beating down her spirit and leading her to like act in a way that maybe we wouldn't have expected in the beginning, given on like her like personality and kind of her like gung-ho go-getter attitude. So it feels like that's starting to be like a little different. Shoot, where was I? We're here. Nonetheless, there it is. The road curves. It is a decision. WA 27 is painted on the street like a quiet but firm invitation. It is only 5 miles, and she has no idea when 5 miles became an only to the state line. It would be so easy to finish and then come back here, where WA 27 loops right back to home. All she has to do is make a call to Grandpa Ed to tell him she's done. And oh, she is so done. She's done for many, many reasons. She's tired. She and Grandpa Ed have reached a point, oh my gosh, of togetherness, where everything the other person does drives you utterly mad. Of course she is grateful, so grateful for everything he has done. But can she discuss for a moment the way he picks his teeth with a toothpick? How about the annoyance of toothpicks in general? Who uses toothpicks anymore? No sane, non-gross person, that's who. Only old guys. Is there a toothpick factory just in existence for old guys? And let's not start about the evening Listerine gargling or the morning throat clearing, which sounds like her neighbor, that jerk J.T. Jones trying to start up his decrepit Mustang, or the snoring which no amount of pillows folded over your head can drown out, or burps that smell like salami and wine and fill the whole RV with the smell of salami and wine, or the dry Stella D'Oro cookies with their cement frosting, which he raves and raves about and manages to find even in the most remote locations, or the sheer routine of him, how every night when he pours the juice glass of wine, he says, "Vino, good for the heart," We didn't need no internet to tell us that. Wait, she must also address the anchovies. Long, flat anchovies in oval tins and curled up anchovies pressed against their glass jars. Anchovies on crackers, anchovies on pasta, anchovies in salad dressing. Smelly, salty fish with tiny fishy bones every freaking place she looks. He has an entire cupboard of them, she swears. Must stock up for emergencies. In the event of a nuclear war, do not fear. There will be anchovies on Ritz crackers for El Capitano and his loved ones. And she's driving him insane too, she knows. She sees how the muscle in his cheek works when she unwraps the tape from her ankle, and it makes the loud screech. She has heard the sigh when he sees her stinky running clothes soaking in the sink. She suspects he takes his hearing aids out on purpose, to get a little needed distance from the sound of her just being and breathing. There's a pillow over his head when she leaves early in the morning. Whenever she talks to Gina on the phone, he slams out the RV door and goes for a walk, even if it's a dark and moonless night. Once she heard him peeing outside rather than coming back in before they'd hung up. He blows a disgusted sigh through his nose when she seems to be feeling sorry for herself, though honestly, what does he expect? She is done too, because Gina made a good case for it the night before. When Gina makes calm sense, Annabelle often listens to her. So I feel like in general, maybe this isn't the best words of the wiser moment, because I feel like Gina like trying to convince her not to run isn't necessarily the wise thing to do. But I will say a lot of the times, like her grandpa gives her good, like, wise words of the wiser. So her at least getting advice from an older person, but I feel like here telling her to stop isn't really the words that we want to hear. Anna loves calm plus sense. What? Annabelle. Because in her life, that is like a rare desert flower that blossoms only once a year. Gina's hoping and praying that this will be Annabelle's last day. Look, Gina said, you ran across the entire state. Can't you call that accomplishment? Isn't that good enough right there? Annabelle is done because of pain. She's done because of monotony. For the last few days, she's been in eastern Washington. And sure, there's the beauty of the Palouse of eastern Washington until the endless, unchanging, ceaseless, tedious, flat beauty of the Palouse of eastern Washington makes you want to kill yourself. She is done because Montana is coming, and that will be worse. Okay, so even that, like, she is done, like, all of that is, like, again and again. And I feel like I think we're about to get to it, but this is her, like, she's really wanting to, like, give up. So that, like, repetition, it's trying to, like, get you to notice, kind of obviously, that, like, she might actually quit this run because of how challenging it is. She's done because she misses home. At least she misses her own bed and her clothes, and she really misses Bit, their dog, the way he'd be so happy when she'd come back. His tail would wag like a flag in a storm. He didn't care about anything she did that was wrong or unsightly. She could wear plaid with plaid, or tell him the truth, or have bad breath, and he would still be just present with his accepting, swiveling backside. God, she loves him. She misses eating what she wants when she wants. Plain old cereal or drive-through burgers, or Skittles arranged by favorite color while studying. She talks to Zacho and Olivia practically every day. Malcolm too, but she still misses playing video games and watching stupid TV instead of hearing how the GoFundMe is doing and who said what on the Facebook page she's too chicken to look at. She even misses Zacho's mom, who wakes him up every morning, though he sets his alarm, who always nags him about getting his homework done, though his homework is always done. She is sort of mean and angry-faced, and Annabelle often feels sorry for Zacho, but right then, she misses his mother so much that her heart is heavy and hurting with it. She is done because what she is doing, this whole idea is pointless. That's the biggest thing. Why is she doing this? She has lost track of the why. So here is obviously a tough question, or maybe I shouldn't say obviously. Here is an example of a tough question where she's evaluating the reason why she's doing what she's doing and wondering if she should stop. So that would be kind of a big, both like identity piece. It drives kind of the plot of the story. It maybe will also drive like the way that she views herself or her life in general. So we're going to stop there, but that would be an example of a tough question.